It's time to work out. I forgot to put that in the title. Before workout. But yeah, man, what's up with it? It's inevitable, man. Some people won't find a mate to grow old with. You know, there's some people that's just gonna end up getting old and alone, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You know, I see it all the time out here, man. I see a lot of dudes out here with their dogs and cats by themselves. I see women out here with dogs and cats by themselves. You feel what I'm saying? So it's inevitable that a lot of motherfuckers are not gonna be finding that person to grow old with. That's why I say, men, get your bread up. Because when you young, yeah, leading with your looks and stuff like that, man, it's fine. But when you get old, nobody's gonna want to be around you, man. Unless you got bread. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you got the money, and you can have a female around, man. When I look at Sugar Daddy, you feel me? He got a woman around him, bro. Sugar Daddy look like he like 70 though. And she look like she 50. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, he got that wallet. That's what's keeping her around, bro. You know what I'm saying? She not very pretty. She like a 5 in looks. You know, but I guess that's pretty enough for him, right? That's pretty enough for him. You know, but he got somebody around him, bro. The motherfucker drives a Porsche and a Corvette, man. You know what I'm saying? So he got his money together, man. Anytime you driving a Porsche or a Corvette, you got shit going on. You know? You got your bread, 100% together. But that's why I say, man, you focus on your bread up. Focus on getting your bread, man. It won't end up like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Where you just by yourself, just wasting away. You know? Try to keep that from happening by doing wise things toward the bag, man. Moving toward the bag. You feel me? You gotta keep a woman around forever. You feel me? You know, gotta keep a woman around. Even when your ass get old, you can still have a female around. It gets harder and harder as you get older. You know what I'm saying? Something, that bag is something special, man. See what I'm saying? I see guys out here living in cars and vans by themselves, bro. That's a horrible way to live, man. You just by yourself, living in a van, a car. There's this dude over here, this brother right here. He been living in his car for like years, man. You know what I'm saying? At one point he was married. He had children. You know what I'm saying? And and now he just lives in his car, man. You see, when you're young and attractive, man, it's a lot easier to attract a mate. You feel what I'm saying? But this guy, he like 53. He's been living in this car for years. I mean, years, bro. Like I said, at one point he was married. and he got divorced, and now he just living in a car, bro. And I could see what his focus was. His focus was on the women, bro. That's why I say, man, once you get that bag, you know, the women will be there, bro. The women ain't going nowhere. You guys are chasing these hoes, these females. You're chasing them like they're gonna go somewhere. When you get that bag, they're gonna be right there. As soon as you get that bag. You know what I'm saying? He spent his whole entire life married with children, and now he lives in a van. I mean, now he lives in a car. And there's another guy out here. He got health problems, and he living in the van by himself. You know what I'm saying? It's not just men, it's women too, man. There's women out here that's gonna end up old and alone. Feel me? You know? Hold on 1 second. That's why I say, man, focus on your bread. And females gonna be there when you get that money. I can't chase women right now, bro. I'm sorry. I can't be in a relationship right now. I spent years in a relationship. I spent years chasing women. And what did I get out of it, man, in the end? Nothing. But homelessness and being on the street. Where my ex-girlfriend at? She done moved on. She got a brand new boyfriend. I think she moved to a different, I think she moved to Canada, though. I think they broke up already. My ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend, I think they broke up. And she in Canada somewhere, probably dating another dude somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And she got her money together, my ex-girlfriend. She spent her time in her school and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? She got it out of the way, man. You know, you know. She spent her time getting her shit together, man. That's what you gotta do. So you won't end up old and alone, though. You know what I'm saying? It's already bad enough to be young and old. It's already bad enough to be young and alone, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be worse when you run completely out of looks. Your physical is gone. You know, you're 65, 70 by yourself, man. It's a lonely life like that, bro. The motherfuckers with the money, man. You know, motherfuckers with money always gonna have a woman around, you know. And that reminds me, man. I think I'm gonna move overseas once I get a bag. And I'm just gonna live my life overseas. I think if I stay here, I'll go broke, like really fast. You know what I'm saying? If I get the bag or whatever, let's say I get like about $1 million. I'm taking that shit overseas. And I'm gonna live like a king. You feel me? Even if it's not $1 million, I said $500,000. I got 500 grand, I'm going overseas. That shit'll last a lifetime, man. I'm gonna be getting laid a lot more, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know. Start having children. Settle down, man. Like right away. Just get my passport. And please don't call me a passport, bro. I'm not a passport, bro. Go overseas, man, with that little money. I feel like if I stay here and try to invest it, it'll flop, and I'll be pissed off, man. A lot of times, man, when you invest stuff, man, it flops. You know, when I was looking at Evander Holyfield, they was acting like he didn't invest his money. He did. It flopped. He invested his money in restaurants and shit like that. It didn't turn out good for him, man. You know what I'm saying? So just because you invest your money, it don't mean that it's gonna come back to you. It's not like 100%. You feel what I'm saying? So he invested his money, and it did. You know, the investments didn't come through. You know what I'm saying? They were acting like, oh, he was stupid with his money. He just blew it. He just blew his money. No, he invested that shit, man. Just like a lot of lotto winners, man. They invest their money, and it's not 100% that it's gonna come back to you. So you take the money and go overseas and retire early. Shit, why not? I could retire on $1 million overseas until the day that I die, man. Until my last day. I could build a family, start having children like right away. Feel what I'm saying? Now stay here in America, $1 million ain't shit, bro. That's like, man, $1 million. That ain't no real money. You know, back in the day, and not even, it wasn't no real money back in the 90s, man. I mean, it went further, $1 million, but still, that wasn't no real money back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Just go overseas and retire early. Hey, I retired at 45, 46 years old. I'm ready to settle down and have some children, man. I'm here to do the nasty. You feel me? I'm here to spread my seed. Because if I stay here, let me tell you something. If I get a bag, I stay here. I'm gonna buy a nice car, nice whip, and then I'm gonna be bar hopping and clubbing all the time. I ain't gonna want to settle down. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I got options, right? You get options. You ain't gonna want to settle down like right away and shit. It'll be 5 or 6 years before I settle down if I stay here, man. But if I take that money overseas, man, whatever bag I get, I can make it stretch into the day that I die, man. You know? You feel me? Because I don't want to end up old and alone, bro. You feel what I'm saying? To cash in my chips early. I don't think I'm going to get married, though. I don't want to get married. I'll probably just have a live-in girlfriend, man. That's it. Have children with her, and that's it. How come you don't want to marry me? Because I don't want to go through all that crap. You know what I'm saying? Or I might get married. I might do it just once, you know? I don't know. I'll go over there and I'll see. You feel me? But the last thing I want to do is end up old and alone, man. That's the last thing I want to do. We got to do it for ourselves, man. You got to do it for yourself. You got to make sure you stay focused. Make sure you stay vigilant, bro. Make sure you are happy in the long run, man. You feel what I'm saying? You know, we gotta make sure we don't end up old and alone. We'll live longer too, man. Having people around you, man. You feel me? I think if you are alone, you'll live shorter. You know? I don't know. I've just been thinking about that lately. You feel me? I've been thinking about that lately. Like, man, what happens when you gonna win? When you win something, and it's a nice piece of change, man. You know, between like 500 to a million bucks. What you gonna do with it? I said I can stay here, man, and I could pay my rent up, you know, a few years, and then I could travel. You know, I could see the world. But then I was like, man, if I stay here, I'm gonna end up broke. You know, overseas, man, with that piece of money, I could buy me an apartment and I could never be on the streets ever again. I'll have a place to live over there, man. Because out here, man, 500 grand won't get you shit. But overseas, man, you can buy an apartment. You can buy a condo, a nice condo, bro. And you can have a maid, bro. You know what I'm saying? A housekeeper and shit. Or a cook. You know what I'm saying? And have them on a payroll. You know what I'm saying? How they prep all the meals for me and stuff. And just live like a king out there, man. Out here, man, $500,000. You could try to, or even $1 million. You could try the investment, man, but the investment, it's gonna take a while to come back to you. You're waiting on the investment. You feel me? It's like, oh no. And then I gotta wait for the investments to come back. Then I gotta hit again, try to hit another jackpot. It's just too much. Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? You got $1 million in your pocket, man. You can live like a motherfucking king in Thailand or in the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, if I stay here, I go broke. For real. I will go broke if I stay here in America with that money. I mean, I could go broke overseas, man, but at least it'll last me some multiple years. Like, I'll be out there for 10 years before I go broke. You feel me? And if I see my money going short, I just hop on the plane and go back home. Let's say I got about $5,000 left from my $1 million jackpot. or not even that little. How about let's say I got like 10 grand left, and I know it's not gonna last. You know, I got $10,000. I know this shit ain't gonna last, so I said, fuck it, I'm gonna hop on the plane and come back home. Shit, try to hit another jackpot. But I want the fun to last, man. You feel me? You know, it'll last long. It'll go further overseas. You take 500 to $1 million overseas, man. It'll last you for years. You'll be out there. You feel me? You'll be living lavish. You'll be living good. Top tier restaurants. You'll always have a girlfriend on your arm. It won't be all that expensive. But if you got 500 to $1 million over here in the States, that's only gonna last you a couple of years, bro. You know what I'm saying? You'll be broke in like 1 to 2 years. Overseas, you'll be broke in 10 years. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take the 10 years being broke. At least, the money went further, But what I'll do is, before I even go broke, I'll just fly back to the U.S. and try to hit another jackpot. And then hit another jackpot and go right back to where I was at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking about, man, what you gonna do, man? Because I don't want to be old and alone. And I'm ready to settle down and have a family soon. And out there, they move pretty quickly, too. They get married and have children with you real quick out there. You feel what I'm saying? Money go further over in them countries, man. The Philippines, Thailand, Africa. You might have to deal with some of them passport bros, over there, but forget about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just there because it's cheaper and I could make this money stretch. Versus in the States, man, you got 500 grand, that shit gonna go quick. Like if I had 500 grand, I'll be broke with it. Because the thing is, you gotta buy a car, you gotta buy, you can't buy anything, with 500 grand. Okay, we gotta go. Where my moderators at? Get this guy out of here. Like I said, man, it's all about what you're gonna do with your money, man. I can stay here and go broke really fast, or I can still go overseas and go broke slowly. I'd rather go broke slowly instead of having that money go within a year or two. It'd be gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm thinking about just hopping on the plane and going out there, man. Buy a condo. I could buy a condo for like $20,000, $30,000, bro. It'll be mine. You can't buy a house out there, though. I mean, you could buy a house, and you could buy a house in Thailand. You can now. Foreigners can buy houses. We just can't buy the land. Take it overseas, bro. Take that money overseas. Try to open up a business or something. Open up a bar or something. Just try to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll try to open a bar out there or something. They say it's not a good idea to go overseas and open up a business. They say, but I'll try anyway. You know what I'm saying? You got a little extra money. Put down some money on a bar, owning a bar with hip hop in it. You feel me? If you go out of business, okay, well, whatever. I tried. It's good to try. What's up with it? You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting married. I don't think marriage is the right way for a lot of people, man. I said I wanted to get married, but then I started looking at these divorces, even like overseas and shit. It's just so many motherfuckers saying that they'll never get married again, they'll never get married again, they'll never get married again. I keep hearing that shit over and over again. So it make me scared, you know what I'm saying? And it's always better to not be married. That way when things go south, I can just pick up and leave, man. I don't owe you her nothing or something like that, man. Just, just have a live-in girlfriend, man. That's it. So you won't end up old and alone. And it sucks being out here old and alone, bro. I see people all the time out here like that. Just wondering, just lost. And this brother over here, he's staying in his car. He's 53. Man, I don't want to be like that, man. And that's another brother that I got into a falling out with over there. Tall ass Michael Jordan, bald-headed motherfucker. He living in his car. And then all these dudes, they in their 50s and 60s, bro. They out of looks, man. It's a done deal. You can't leave with your looks no more after a certain age. Your physical keep on going down, 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 bro. You know what I'm saying? Down and more down and more down and more down. Can't leave with your looks after a certain age, man. After a while, it's gonna be about your motherfucking wallet. Feel me? You feel me? So it's like, okay, what are you gonna do when you get a nice piece of change, bro? Like, what you gonna do? I was like, thought in my head, I was like, man, you go overseas, man. That's what I thought in my head. I was like, you go overseas, that money will last longer. You can open up a business and shit out there, man. And you can, with $500 to $1 million, man, you can't do shit out here, man. $500, that's not even, 500 grand, that's not even quit your day job money. Or even $1 million, that's not even quit your day job money. It's not. It's like $1 million, okay, cool, for retirement. You put it away for retirement and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because don't forget, you gotta retire at one point of your life, man. They stop hiring motherfuckers after a certain age, man. Like 65, that's too goddamn old for them to be trying to hire you. If you make it to 65 and you ain't got no retirement funds, you are a done deal. What they call ageism or age discrimination. They won't hire you past a certain age because they think you're too old. You won't be able to do the job. Like a 65-year-old man can't get a job at Starbucks, man. They won't hire him, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So motherfuckers out here, they lost, bro. Like, they out here living in cars, ain't got a girlfriend, ain't got a wife. They just old by themselves, man. 50, 60, just all fucked up, bro. They out here fucked up. Including myself. I'm by myself right now. But I choose to be by myself because I'm chasing this bag. You know what I'm saying? Chasing this bag out here in these streets. That's what I gotta do out here, man. And I'm in it for the long haul, man. So I won't end up old and alone, man. That scares me, man. Being old and alone, it just scares me. It makes you want to jump ship real quick and just say, fuck it, let's retire now. Let's go overseas and retire. I don't need a Lamborghini. I don't need no Ferrari. I don't need no top tier shit. Well, top tier restaurants. I'll need that when I'm over there. I like restaurants, especially top tier ones. You get over there, man, you got that money, you can go to top tier restaurants all over the place. In Thailand, the Philippines, Africa, you can live like a fucking king out there with that money. You stay out here, man, yeah, you'll live like a king, but only for a certain amount of time. God damn, she got some cakes on her. God damn. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what you got to do, man. Think about the long term. So, okay, would this be cool to move overseas and start a family and shit like that? You know, maybe you got like 500 grand, or you got $1 million in your pocket. That shit go far, man. $1 million in the Philippines, that shit'll go far. You'll live like a fucking king, bro. In the Philippines, you'll live like a fucking king, bro. You'll have housekeepers and shit like that. I thought in my head, I was like, yeah, I could have a cook. I need somebody to cook my meals for me, man. Or we could just have my girlfriend cook or something. You know what I'm saying? I need to stay alive longer, so I need healthy meals in this piece. That's why I don't want to be around like fat chicks, man, because they eat a bunch of junk, man. You got something about, yeah, be with her, man, be with her. Like, yeah, if I be with her, I'll die sooner. You see the way she look? You think she eat healthy? Hell fucking no. She eat everything carbs and fried. Carbs and fried. Everything is carby and fried up. You know what I'm saying? That's what she eating every single day. You know. But nah, man. What you gonna do with your bread, man? Once you get it, when you hit 100, when you hit like a 500 grand, $1 million grand. That's what I'm trying to get, man. 500 grand to $1 million grand. I mean, to $1 million. Okay, if I get that, then what I'm gonna do? Okay, ooh, I can go overseas, man. You stay out here, bro. You gonna spend that shit very fast, and shit be gonna be gone, man. Cause you ain't really had that much money before. You really think you're gonna be hella good with it? Hell fucking no. You're gonna go on shopping sprees. You're gonna buy, watches, 10K, worth $10,000. Nah, I won't do that. Now if you got like 500 grand. But I'll buy $1,000 watch. Buy, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 2 grand. Like $2,000 watch around my goddamn hand, you know what I'm saying? A Rolex, you feel me? I'll buy a car. You need a car, man. I'll probably buy like a Mercedes Benz or something. You know, maybe something used, or like something that's worth like maybe like $80,000, 80 grand. You know, and then I gotta pay off all my debt, and then I gotta go and get housing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then by the time I do all of that, bro, the money be halfway gone. And I probably only have a few $100,000 left. So I'm like, okay. You know you're gonna fuck that off. You're gonna go on vacations. You're gonna travel. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see some of the world out there. Shit, you got like what? 2.5 grand in your pocket. Yeah, you're gonna be living that up. You're gonna be living it up. You know what I'm saying? You know. Okay. Get your ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think like you're gonna. You feel me? You have to think like, hey, what can I do to make this stretch? You feel me? You know, what can I do to make this go further? I know, go overseas, man. Because here you'll go broke. $500,000, that's not a lot of money. You guys, you talking about to a broke man, that's a lot of money. But you can't even buy a house out here in California for 500 grand. So how is that a lot of money? You know what I mean? A lot of money is 500 million. That's a lot of money. Anytime you get a piece of change and you can't buy a house with it, that's not a lot of money. I need to be able to buy a house and then have a whole lot left over That's a lot of money. I got 500 grand. Okay, cool. I could put I could put 5 million on a house and still got 495 million dollars left. You feel what I'm saying? I took 5 million, I put it on a house. Then I got 495 million dollars left. That's a lot of money, man. But not when you got like 500,000 and you can't even buy a house, you can't even buy a condo. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you buy a condo, but that's all you got. You know what I'm saying? It's like it'll take up your whole entire 500 grand. And I'm like, nah, that's not a lot of money, man. You can't do much. Now you could travel, you could buy a few cars. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do much with 500 grand. Feel me? You know. 500K is not a lot of money, man. I keep people, because you haven't really, just do the math. Think about it. Is 500K a lot of money? It's not. 500 million. That's some real money, man. 500K, bro, I can't even buy a house out here for that. So how is that a lot of money if you can't buy a house? Not in California. In California, you can't buy a house out here with that. All the houses, they start at $1 million, bro. You hear what I'm saying? Even $1 million, that's not a lot of money. $1 million could be spent just like that, man. Shit, you got Mike Tyson going through millions. Floyd Money Mayweather going through millions, okay? If Floyd Money Mayweather woke up with just $1 million in his pocket, he would have a fit, bro. He would call the bank and be like, where my money at? You guys got this twisted. I only got $1 million in this motherfucker. That's not a lot of money. You know? So you go to where your money will go further, man. I can buy property in Thailand. I could buy a house in Thailand. I didn't know that foreigners can buy houses until recently. You could buy a house in Thailand and it'll be worth like like 50,000 or something like that. For 50 grand, you could buy a house. And if you want to live better, you could buy a house for 100 grand, bro. You got 100 grand, man, you could buy a house, a big house, lovely dream house. And if you want to take it to the max, 200 grand for like a mansion in Thailand. You know what I'm saying? And then you got money left over to party and bring bitches over and shit and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You know? What's your best word of wisdom? Man. I don't know. It depends on what you're talking about, you know? Are you talking about just life, money, women, you know? See what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, I want to start a family as soon as possible. And I know if I go overseas, I can start one like right away. Out here, it would take time. It's like you can't raise a family on 500K, man. Eventually, that shit gonna run out throughout the years. You know, you got to raise kids from like 18 to you got to raise kids from babies to 18 years old. You got 18 years. 500 grand won't last 18 years. You'll be broke within the first 5 years of having that. Because you got to feed everybody. You got to clothe everybody. You got to pay the rent. You got to buy clothes. You know what I'm saying? Nah. And then you got a wife to support and shit like that. Nah, it's not like that. You got to have a lot more money, man. You feel me? You know, you know. So yeah, once I hit my jackpot or whatever, I'm buying the flight instantly, going overseas with it, man. Say in the Philippines, I could live like a king, bro. All that money, let's say if I had $1 million, man, I could live like a king for years in the Philippines. As long as I budget my money, bro, I could live off like 4 or 5 grand a month, live like a king in Thailand or in the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? Busting all kinds of nuts left and right. Oh man, I can go to the Philippines or Thailand. I can go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can live like a motherfucking king out there, man. That's what you want to do. You know, you want to live like a king. Because if I stay out here, even if I try to invest the money, it just probably won't. Most investments don't work, man. You know what I'm saying? Opening a restaurant or something like that. Most investments do not fucking work. And people have invested their money when they got their bread. They did invest their money. It didn't go through. You know, wise investments, they got to be really thought out, man. We got to be like, okay, how is this gonna last me until I die? You know, it's hard to like maintain a lifestyle, man. You know, and keep the money coming in like it's always been coming in. When you're a young man in your prime, you pulling in the money by the boatloads. You feel what I'm saying? And then when you're out of your prime, you can't make the money no more. You done got old. You know, at that point, your money gotta be working for you. You feel me? Like I don't want to be working for my money. When you young, you working for your money. Even if you a prize fighter like Holyfield or Mike Tyson, you still working for your money. Mike Tyson still has to go and fight in the ring because he needs the money, man, to maintain that lifestyle. You know, Evander Holyfield, his career is over. It's finished. His boxing career is over. You know what I'm saying? But Mike Tyson was more popular than him. That's the reason why people still want to see Mike Tyson. We don't want to see Evander Holyfield fight. You know what I'm saying? We want to see Mike, Iron Mike, you know what I'm saying, fighting shit. You know what I'm saying? I was just watching a YouTube special on Evander Holyfield's life and how he's broke now. He's broke. And now he out here doing stuff to survive. He's showing up to sign autographs. $300 you could get an autograph from and a picture with Evander Holyfield for $300. You know, he's showing up to events. He just doing stuff to pay his bills and shit, man. He spent like $200 million, over $200 million in his career. You know what I'm saying? He didn't think about the retirement thing, man. You see, it's all about being smart with your money and wise. What's gonna last me until I die, man? What can I invest my money in that's like decline proof or whatever? You know, something that's gonna not be, shit. Something that's gonna last me until my death. Cause then you start thinking ahead and shit, man. So I say if I had $1 million, I would immediately take it overseas where I could retire for the rest of my life. You feel what I'm saying? That way I don't have to worry about no money for the rest of my life. And I will budget that money, maybe like $3,000 a month. That's what I would live off of. And I would count the months. Oh, that's scary. I would count the months of like how many months I got left here on Earth. You feel what I'm saying? So I say, okay, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, all the way up to 12. That's 1 year, and then 2 years, 3 years. And how much time do you think you got left? Maybe like 20 years left. So okay, we got enough money to last us 20 years. Maybe 30. But eventually, man, we're gonna pass on to the next life. That shit is inevitable, bro. Death is part of life, man. You live and then you die. That's it. You feel me? And I don't want to get to be old and alone, bro. I want to have my wife and my kids around me, or my girlfriend, or whatever. I'm still on the edge about that marriage stuff, man. I'm back and forth with it. People automatically turn into different people when you marry them and shit. They gain a bunch of weight and all the other shit. So I want to start having kids as soon as possible. Like right now, if I had $1 million, that won't be enough for me and my family to survive off of long term. It won't be. Some of you guys, you think that $1 million is a lot of money. It is not a lot of money. Look at how many fighters that go broke in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And they done spent way, way more than $1 million. They was going through the millions. Mike Tyson, he made like over $500 million in his career. He ended up broke. $500 million, bro. And he still was broke. You feel what I'm saying? Because you keep living and you want things, you want nice cars, you want a house and stuff. You want that stuff, man. That's what I'm saying, man. You get your money and then run. Run like the fucking goddamn wind, bro. Go overseas, get you a nice young hot tenderoni in her 20s, and then retire, man, for the rest of enjoy your retirement for the rest of your life, man. Forget all about the Lamborghinis and the Porsches and forget about it. Just fuck it, they can have it. Retire, start having children, man. You feel me? Live the rest of my life, the remaining of my life somewhere else on this planet. And then when I die, just bring my body back here, man. That's it. Bring my body, once I die, somewhere, when I croak, you know what I'm saying? Just bring my body back over here. That's it, man. Fuck it. It was a nice life. I'm just thinking ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna spend some time outside the U.S. once I get the bag. And I'm gonna look around, find me a girlfriend to settle down with. And then don't get old and alone. That's it. Try to stay alive as long as possible. Eat your spinach, your rice, your chicken. Just try to stay healthy. See your kids grow up. You want to see your kids grow up. You calm down on the drinking and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? You're eating better. You're eating right. Got a nice wife that's cooking me a meal, or we can hire a housekeeper and shit like that to cook our meals for us. You know what I'm saying? We won't have to be slaving over no stove or nothing. Just hire a housekeeper that can cook. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. You go take it overseas, man. Live like a goddamn king, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'll do, man. Straight up, hire a cook. It's in the budget. Okay, cool. Hire a cook. Try to open up a club or something. Or a restaurant. And she don't have to be the most beautiful woman in the world, too, man. Once I get a woman, she could just be average looking at best. She could be a 6 or a 7, and I'm good with that. I don't need no 8, 9s, and 10s. They're too much of a headache. That's what I hear, man. A lot of them 8, 9s, and 10s, they're a headache, man. You try to get with them, man, you get cheated on and shit. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. I don't want that to happen. You feel me? That's what you got to do, man. It's all about going the smart route, man. You know what I'm saying? Go the smart route. Take that money, go overseas, live like a king, man. You know what I'm saying? And finally settle down with a nice young female. We can travel together, see the world. I'm all about that time right now, man. I'm all about that retirement, laying back, chilling time. Cause I know it's gonna get hectic as I get older, man. Oh yeah, the shit gonna get hectic, bro. All these looks and stuff like that, that shit don't last forever, man. Eventually you gonna lose those. And then what you got? What you got left? Your fucking wallet, bro. There's been motherfuckers out here that used to be Chaz and Tyrone's, but they're not Chaz and Tyrone's no more. They pushing 70, man. You ain't no Chad or no Tyrone at 70, bro. Your physical is done. By the time you hit to be 65, the physical is done, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your physical is done at 65. Ain't no bodybuilding contests or nothing like that, man. You can't enter none of that shit. You too goddamn old. And people who are old and they don't have a whole lot of money, they're forgotten about in society, bro. You become invisible to everybody once you old, But if you got some money in your pocket, man, you're not invisible, man. Think about it. Wesley Snipes, is he invisible? He in his 60s or something like that? No, because he's Wesley Snipes. Who else? Is Leonardo DiCaprio invisible? No, because he's Leonardo DiCaprio. What's up with a Captain Commander? Is what's his name? Mike Tyson invisible? No, because he's Mike Tyson, man. The nigga's 67, but he's not forgotten about society because of who he is. A lot of guys are walking about, a lot of motherfuckers out here, they walking around invisible. Society forgot about them, bro. And we treat motherfuckers that are old with no money very horrible in this country, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even see them. They're like invisible to us. To everybody. I saw this one older cat over here, man. He like about 70. Motherfucker's invisible, man. He by himself. He come into Starbucks by himself. A lot of niggas out here are by themselves, bro. And that's not a good way to live. It's to live by yourself. There's this YouTuber, his name is James. I forgot his last name. But he had a stroke. Just recently, like maybe 6-7 months ago. And because he'd been living alone for so long, and he a diabetic and everything, it was related to diabetes, man. And he'd been living in that house for so long that he catching health issues left and right Because us men, we don't treat our body good, man, a lot of the times, man. We eat a lot of junk to cope with the loneliness and shit. You know what I'm saying? I think his name is James Slayton or whatever. I forgot his name, man. But he talks really weird. You know what I'm saying? But he's been living alone for a long time, man. He's sub 5. He's an incel that makes videos. You know. He say it's hard to land an Indian hottie if you're black or white, but not possible. Not impossible. Yeah, it's extremely hard. You got to go with the ones with the careers and stuff who got their own money, who not dependent on their parents' money. You see, if you get a female, an Indian female who is family orientated, that's gonna be not good. It's gonna be very extreme, and no matter of fact, not very hard. I say extremely hard to pull that. You got to go with the ones who got the careers, the ones who are older, like around 27, 28, 29, 30. You know what I'm saying? You know, my homeboy pulled one a while back. I knew this dude like about 10 years ago. Oh, that's more than 10 years ago. That was like 2010. He was a boxing instructor at LA Boxing and shit, man, and he pulled an Indian woman. She was young too. You know what I'm saying? She was in her 20s. He was like 40. You know what I'm saying? You know. You gotta come with the game, man. Come correct. The reason why I haven't got that Indian girl yet, because I'm so focused on this bag that I just don't want to get distracted. I don't want to date and stuff, man. I don't want to, that's gonna cost money and stuff. Not when I'm trying to chase the bag, man. They'll be there once I get the bag, man. Like I said, I'm thinking about going overseas, man. You know, thinking about going overseas with my money. It'll stretch longer, man. Once I hit that jackpot, I'm going overseas, taking it overseas, because it's not gonna be a lot of money, man. It could be between $500,000 to $1 million. I'm leaving the U.S., man. Shit, I might go stay up in the Bahamas for about 2 years, man, and just live out there and just live in luxury. You know what I'm saying? Just, live in a nice hotel. You know what I'm saying? Got room service all the time. Lay in bed with my woman. Fuck all day. Eat lobster steak and shrimp all the time. Stuff being served to you on a silver platter. Just live in luxury for like some time. You feel me? I might go there for 2 years. I won't come back to the U.S. for 2 years. And just live and just relaxing at the beach all day. Fucking all the time. Playing video games. Did I say fucking all the time? I said that. Well, I'm going to say it again. Fucking all the time. Busting all kinds of nuts. Then going to the beach, relax, drink an alcoholic beverage. Got me a dog. Got me a woman with a big old booty. You know what I'm saying? Just relaxing in the sun, bro. Just, this is the fucking life. You feel what I'm saying? I rented out a beach house. You know what I'm saying? Where we can just have barbecues and shit. I fire up the grill. Barbecue. Me and my girl, you know what I'm saying? We got some beers going. We got a gang of food. We got potato salad, barbecue links, barbecue ribs. Of course, we got the sauce on the side. You know what I'm saying? Got a few beers going. I said that already. Got a few beers or some alcohol, beverage or whatever. And we just take our plates and we go look at our big screen TV and just watch TV. Watch movies and shit like that. And after that, go do the freak nasty, wake up the next morning, have some breakfast, you know what I'm saying? Some bacon and eggs and shit. You feel me? Living good, man, a good life. You feel me? Without no goddamn struggle. You know what I'm saying? You know, just living good. That's what I want to do. And then you got food and shelter. You got a girlfriend. You got a car or something. You feel me, bro? I'll live good, man. We can live good. Live all kinds of good out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to work out, man. I've been talking way too much. You guys have a good day, man. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. After I'm done working out. Peace. I'm out.